Oh, morning, folks. Well, how are we all doing? Let's get the microphone in here somewhere. Oh, cool. Um, let's do some streaming. So I've collected some snares, but I'm gonna give it a minute. Really wish. Hey, DJ Doms, how you doing? My Chrome on my other screen is bugging me, but I'm just gonna have to get over it. I got my tiny coffee. And man, this room needs a clean. So I reckon today we're gonna make some snares, and I'm not sure what else. Hey Doms, how you doing? Let's grab these guys in Explorer. So I chopped some snares out of some tunes half an hour ago so that I could use them as references. I haven't really been doing much music. Deep Liquid. Yeah. Leave in place. Yeah, I haven't done much music for a week or two, and God, it's cold in here. What if... No, the heater's on. It's just not doing anything. Oh well. Yeah, so I feel like I'm all out of practice. I've just been doing other stuff, I guess. I cut these reference snares out of some like liquid tunes because I just wasn't happy with the Deep Liquid snare. Hey man. So I figure I can build some new, well, use these as references and just see whether the Deep Liquid snare is in the ballpark or whether it's just not going to work. I think maybe I made it a bit too heavy, and maybe it just needs to be a bit more. Yeah. Those plugins, I still haven't found them all. All right. So where is our snare? Because I want to hear this. Yeah, that just feels really weak. Cool, and OBS is picking that up, so we're good. Let's just take a little recording of that. Cool, and then I'm going to make this, how should we work on this? How you doing, DJ Doms? Yeah. Let's do that. All right, so I've got these references. That just sounds a lot. So for one, it's louder. So let's. Yeah, I'm just comparing these snares from tunes with the snares that I've been using. Oh, that sounds fine. Is there stuff on the master? Oh, okay. Hey, Julie, how you doing? Oh, wow, really? Yeah, I was just reading about the beaches being completely overrun. I'm going to see what I want to see here. So yeah, cool. So it does have a little bit of body to it at 300-ish. And I think that's what I did with this one. Yeah, it's higher. Oops. It's on a B. Ah, okay. Well, I feel okay with this snare now. I'm glad that I got it. I feel like it could be a little bit, like if we pitch this down. Yeah, I did have a good week, actually. Yeah, sorry, I'm not really talking much. Kind of interested in this snare, but yeah, what did I do this week? So Monday was just a bit of a write-off. I had a busy weekend just doing like family stuff. So the lockdown here was eased up a little bit, so it was possible to visit family, which was cool. So we just did that. We saw some friends went to their house on Friday night, and then we got to go to the in-laws on the Saturday. Yeah, and then Sunday, I think we just did stuff around the house. Nothing exciting, which was good. It was really nice to like go out. But it was like more taxing than I remembered, I guess. Oh, I'm chewing. Whoops. Yeah, and then on Monday, because Mondays usually I try and do some music work. It just didn't happen. I think I was just getting organized still. I'm trying to build a new organizational system now that I'm a lot more busy than I used to be. Yeah, and then working Tuesday, Wednesday. And then yesterday, we had a lot of people coming around to fix stuff around the house. So just managing that. Still not happy with this transient here. It's fine, actually. I reckon I don't need to rework that snare. I think I feel good about it now. Yeah, and yeah, and now it's now. Yeah, so that was my week. It was a bit of a blur. All right, so I'm deciding that I'm not going to adjust that snare. Let's have a little listen in context. Yeah, cool. There's a few mix things I want to fix up already, like this percussion. Let's get span back. Where's the freeze button? Oh, it's hold. There we go. Yeah, so you can see the percussion doesn't have tops on the sides. It's been bugging me for ages. Yeah, the Reese is awesome. Elemental put that one together. Hey, Baldwin. So I think the percussion is a bit, we can just boost the tops in the sides. I can see I've taken off a bit of the tops. Maybe it was too spiky in the mids. What else we got in here? Oh wow, we got heaps of stuff in here. So before the saturator, So we'll just switch to mid-side mode. Oh, hang on. My screen is in the size that I like to work in, but it's not very watchable for you guys. Oh, 120 is all right, isn't it? Like, that's too small. Let's go to 130. I've been doing tutorials at 150 lately. I feel like it helps make the screen more viewable. Let's bump that up on the sides. Whoops. We want a shelf. Turn all these guys off. So I'm just going to try and like balance out the stereo-ness. So we want to push it up from 6K a bit. And maybe take off a bit of the top. Yeah, it just kind of balances out the sides a bit. I mean, that's a huge boost. Yeah, it is what it is. It's sound design. All right. I feel like the chords need to be... I feel like we need more upper activity, but actually I don't know if we do because it comes in later, like in here. I feel like it's really quiet overall. Let's just actually, is it? Yeah, so we can absolutely smash this. Like, let's get it a lot louder. Get rid of the Ableton limiter. I really like Elevate. I made a video about it. Oh, I reckon I could say that for everything these days. That's certainly louder. I wonder if we can test this out. So in the frequency spectrum, I feel like there's just a bit too much of a dip in here. I do like K-Clip. Yeah, man. So this tune was sent to me, like I was really struggling with coming up with ideas like 2 months ago or something. And then Rahul, no, not Rahul, that's you. And Elemental, who's a guy that watches the streams, said, well, do you want to work on this? And sent me this. I was like, yes, I do want to work on this. This is awesome. Yeah. So I can't take any credit, but it's been so inspiring to work on this because it's just so different to what I normally do. Yeah, I reckon that bump there is good. So let's go find all the stuff that happens in that frequency range, which I think is mainly the vocals and probably the synths. Like, I feel like these guys need more layers overall. There's not much happening at 1K. What about in here? Like, if we do that... Yeah, such a sweet track. All of Elemental stuff sounds this good. He is a gangster. He's got exams on at the moment, so I haven't heard from him in a few weeks. Yeah, and I just met him through YouTube, which is cool. But yeah, all of his tunes are like, yeah, top notch. They're super clean, super clear. The way he thinks, the way he's processing some of this stuff is really interesting. Like his Reese is just an analog patch, like, you know, analog. And then he uses EQ3. Come on. Okay, we got OBS. Ugh. Yeah. White balance. Whoa. Too pink. Some zoom. Oh man, I'm really, this feels super dodgy and unprofessional. I'm gonna have to fix my PC. I may actually have to build my new PC, which I've been threatening to do for a while, but I don't want to yet. I want new AMD chips to drop. Where are we at? Okay, so bass is overpowering stuff. So you, when people say that, they could mean two different things. And so, so one of the things that they might mean is that there's just too much sub. And so the way you check that, well, the way I check that, so let's turn this down a bit so I can talk over the top of it. Yeah, cool. And then we'll get an EQ. Yeah, here, whatever. Maybe take that down 12. Yeah, there. Yeah, cool. So like sometimes I see mix downs that look like this, and you've got this like gigantic sub up here, and then all the rest of the tune is just squished into what's left around the sub. And so sometimes when I say that like the bass is overpowering the tune, that's what I mean. And it's just like it's just a balance thing, right? Like we've just thrown the whole balance of the tune out of whack, and there's just too much sub in it. And like if you haven't done this on your master track to prove a point, you've done it like on your bass channel. Like your sub is taking all of the room that your kicks might want to sit in. So your kicks want to be, you know, around here, and there's just no room for the kicks to sit in at all. So like I see people with like just subs way too loud, and that just makes things sound like there's no room for anything else. And like usually it's because you can't hear subs on whatever you're metering on. So either your speakers are tiny or your headphones just don't output the sub. And so like to hear this stuff, you've turned all of it up, when actually like you kind of want to balance your sub. You're going to want to balance the tone of your bass out. So there's a bit of a bump at the start, and then it's reasonably flat-ish through the rest. And I mean like flat-ish being not the technical flat, but just like the you know, your harmonics shouldn't be all over the place unless that's characteristic to the sound. If you've just got like one sine tone underneath everything and then no harmonics and then some mid-bass stuff, you're going to naturally push the sub level higher because you're going to want to fill in this stuff, and you're going to like overcompensate with sub. So that could be one thing. So like when I'm building a bass patch, what I'm trying to do is balance the like harmonics in this region and the sub down here. So the subs are maybe a little bit louder, but it's not like 24 dB louder. It's like a couple of dB louder, 6. sometimes 12. 12's unlikely. Let's kill that. Yeah, and the other thing that it could mean is that there's too much presence up in top end. Like I'm still not sure about the mix of this tune, because like this sub is up here and the rest of the tune is down here. I mean, it's only 12 dB. I'm kind of okay with that, but I want to kind of fill in some of this and see how it sounds, like I was just showing before. And so the other thing, so I heard a tune the other day which was like the bass was overpowering everything, and it was really, I think, to do with the panning and the EQ of the bass. So the top end was moving around a fair bit, so it was more obvious to the ear, and it was like it was a bass that had like a real texture in the top end, which was cool. But it became overpowering because it was like maybe 3 or 6 dB louder than everything else in the tune. And possibly that was just because whoever had made it hadn't like rebalanced that part in respect of the rest of the mix. So like if your bass takes up the whole frequency spectrum, it's gonna interfere with everything else happening in the top end. So you might want to duck out, like reshape the bass a bit. Like got here like Hero Reese's, yeah. Yeah, so if we pick one of these at random, we'll pitch it down 1. Yeah, I mean, that's totally overpowering the mix, so. And like you can just hear it's as loud as everything else. So that's got to come down, right? Let's take it down 12. And like it's still overpowering everything, but it's mainly only a problem in the top end. So we can just kind of rebalance the shape of it a bit. Yeah, it's still a bit loud, so maybe we'll take it down to -15. But you can see just by pulling off a bit of the top end, it's not competing up there as much. And that's another thing that like I would call overpowering. Hey, Tiger Lily, how you doing? Yeah, so it's sort of about the overall volume and sort of about the like shape in terms of frequency spectrum for me when I talk about like a bass overpowering the mix. But the most common thing is just that the sub is too damn loud. Like, yeah, I've totally done it. And like for ages, I used to watch YouTube videos and people would put a sine wave in as their sub and then they would distort the crap out of it. And I was like, oh, well, like, kind of what's the point of that? Because they're just generating more harmonics off that sine rather than just using a more complex waveform in the first place. So I got into this habit of just using sine waves as my sub, but it's not enough because most speakers just aren't reproducing it. All right, that's my ramble about subs. What is this? Oh yeah, that was just a resample to see how it was sounding, what it looked like on that kick roll. Cool. Okay, so we looked at the snare and then I decided we wanted to fill in this 1K region and then everything crashed. So let's save this as 12. While I was rebooting, Hey, cool. I uninstalled a piece of software that I installed the other week, so maybe we won't crash anymore. Maybe it was that, which was software I kind of need for work, but whatever, I'll figure something out. And so I was looking at the bass channel before, that's right, and for all this sidechainy stuff. Oh no, it was the chords, wasn't it? Yeah, and I was testing this guy out to try and lighten up. Yeah, because that's really heavily low passed. I don't think there's much we can do about it. I, in fact, think I should put this back how it was. So all this vocal stuff is cool. Oh, I see how we've ducked 1K exactly. Let's just put that back. Cool. And then percussion. Cool. So let's give this just a little bump around 1K as well. Because I think that the overall bump at 1K really helped the mix. So under synths, there's not anything in here. Basses. Everyone seems pretty good, but a bit warm. So if we push this... Yeah, there's not much there to make a meal out of. Oh, did Elevate lose its... Yeah, Elevate lost its settings. Let's just push it again. Yeah, cool. So we're getting around -9 in span, which is cool. That snare just still isn't sitting for me. I wonder if we... I wonder why it just doesn't sound right to me. Yeah, I think I want it to be pitched a little bit. Take it down a tiny bit. All right, I need to stop obsessing about that snare. It just doesn't sound quite right to me. Okay, we're going to listen through to this from beginning to end and just take notes. At a click or a snap. Yeah, it just sounds like rattly. It feels like it's sticking out of the mix too much. I kind of want to, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to make it fit how I want it to be. Click or a snap's a good idea. I'm taking a note on my notepad. All right, so we're just going to listen to it once and see if there's anything else that stands out as a real problem. Yeah, I think it's almost done, which is sweet. So I really want to move on to some other stuff, but let's run down the hit list. Yeah, I wish I could write stuff like this, tell you, Lily. This is all Elemental's work. I'm really looking forward to taking the finished version and like A/Bing it with what he sent me, because I hope I've improved it. But like, I know I've tidied it up and made it work how I think it needs to go. But yeah, his original is pretty damn good. More noise layers in bar 25. I'm not so sure about that. I'm going to work backwards because this synth layer has never quite sat right for me. I think I might be able to do something here where it just doesn't come in until later. Yeah, I'm not so sure about this thing at all, but just can't come in like that. Thanks, Curtis. I reckon let's just leave it like that and we'll see, like, maybe it will just be really weird. Oh, you know what? Let's reverse reverb it in. Okay, that makes more sense. Let's resample. Solo that. I've got a good feeling about this idea. Let's consolidate that. Maybe just that first little bit. Reverse it. Cool. So it needs to go like that. Let's get super massive. Yeah, cool. Freeze that. And flatten it. Cool. All right, and reverse it. Ah, cool. That's more interesting. Put this in more reverb. Don't fade it in. Yeah, cool. Okay, I think that's an interesting way to intro that. I'm not sold on it, but good enough. What's on our hit list? Yeah, cool. That's done. CPU, there's nothing we can do about that, except that I can turn off Elevate. Yeah, so that's eating 20% of our CPU. Let's just chuck Ableton Limiter on and see what we can do with it. It's good enough. It's better than wasting 20% of our CPU when we're trying to stream as well. Hats around 129 can move around a bit. Yeah, so I remember this. So in this part of the build up, these hats build up. And I just want to kind of like smear, like make it not just a block that starts on this one. So like I want, like it's very obviously different sections kick in at the moment. I want to just kind of make the sections less obvious. So like, maybe we'll get rid of that one. Yeah, so I had those two as notes. Snare at 81. Back. I do agree that that sounds out of place. Like, we just cut that out, what happens? Hey, it's Bart. There's these little doop doops in here are driving me mad. Not in there. Taking them down like 3 dB. Not that late. Cool. So I don't think I solved this snare hit happening here. But I don't think it can be solved. I think it just sits out by itself. Like I could layer it or do something weird, but reverb in the intro, yeah, maybe, and more noise. Try and use transient on the snare. Yeah, so let's try. Finger. Hey. Yeah. So we could try getting a finger snap onto this snare and see what happens, which I think was Dom's idea. How do we test that? Oop. Arm the track. Put that up 12 dB. Interesting. We might need to just clip it to death to get it loud. Ooh, okay. I like what that's done in isolation. Wow, that's heaps better. Good job, Dom. Was it Dom? Yeah. Man, that's a big improve. Cool. All right. Well, so is it done now? Not really. I wanna fix up this stuff at the start because it just needs a little more vibe. It's a little too dry in here. Like, get some rain, but it's so like such an obvious choice, right? Like. Okay, so let's do the obvious choice and then like do something not obvious. So resonator. Now we're talking. Yeah, so I think maybe even down more. Do we have a car door? Let's get really abstract on this. Down there. Okay, so we can probably bring this up again. Oh, actually, let's duplicate that and like, we'll just filter this one a little bit. And push it off to one side. And I want just like some like fabric. Exactly. I want just like noise, like what? Mic wind? No, find. So what I'm trying to create in my head is like the audio from a scene of like shutting the door on either side. I might actually just record it. I reckon I'll just record something getting in and out of the car later. Oh, there'll be birds chirping and stuff. It'll kind of ruin it. Although maybe if we have birds, what happens if we layer birds? Oh, I have, what? Yeah, okay, so this is going to get interesting. We'll try resonators on that water in a second. All right, so maybe we can do something here with this noise. So this is all a camping trip I took in like 2014 that I recorded some stuff. Where's that bass hit? It's right on there. All right, so let's EQ this out. So the whole point for this thing is just to create more atmospheric bits. So where's resonators? Let's see what we get out of this. Are they good? Now some of that's not right. Oh, it's starting from a B. Let's start from an E. Maybe we can just automate this over time. Like I'm just trying to rough it up a bit so it's less dry. Okay, cool. We're getting closer. We can do that. Fill the gap. All right, so let's use a weird reverb on this. I'm turning my camera off for a second. I'll be right back. Got it. Cool, weird reverb. Ubik. Let's just play with this until we get something weird. Oh, we might be able to modulate some stuff. Huh. Yeah, it just makes it more open. Cool. All right, and so let's take a completely different sound. We got a tiger. Sweet. Let's reverb that. Flatten it. Reverse it. And that leads into the door slams, just because it's weird. And then I kind of want to add a synth layer under this thing. I'm really aware that like I'm overcooking this intro. Actually, I think operator's not the right choice. Let's maybe just pitch this around. It's just in here that we want like a... I don't know if it needs it. Cool, let's just loop that. I reckon that that's fine. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Angel, how you doing? That's kind of the idea, is just have more ambience happening in this bit. I didn't even think of that word before when I started working on it. Yeah, because I don't think we need any of this to ever come back. Maybe we copy some over to the outro. Actually, it's quite nice down here, isn't it? Yeah, that's actually really nice down there. I'm just copying the sidechains in, and the way I did it wasn't giving me love. Let's end it there. Yeah, let's fade it out gradually then. Yeah, that's cool. That way there's two things happening at the end, so that crystal layer doesn't feel as bad. Oh man, that feels really good. I am really happy with that Atmos. I wonder if we can bring the noise back. No, let's have the noise not back. Even where's that vocal come from? I feel like the car door should be at the end of that. And like this one, let's turn it down like another 6. Yeah, that's cool because that really adds that bed of sound to this area instead of that. Oh, sound card, you are having trouble. Yeah, cool. All right. So how did we go on that? I'm feeling like I can keep working on this. So what steps are left to do with this? I could bounce all of this as stems and tidy them up, but I just don't think the tune needs it. File save. Let's export a pre-master and then just see how... Oh, actually, I can't do that on stream. I don't know how loud liquid tunes are in general. So I need to reference it, which YouTube will be unhappy about. What else can we do? I think that this tune's pretty much done. So let's re-listen to this build and this peak section and see if I can improve that synth work in here. Yeah, I think having that synth part only come in towards the end is okay. It's hard to tell because I kind of, my brain expects it now, so I don't even know that I noticed it happen. Cool. All right. Well, we might be done for the day. Well, at least for this section of it, people. I'm going to work on my new EP at some point today, but I might have a little break and third coffee for the morning. You lot are all, it's the middle of the night there, so you won't be drinking coffee, I guess. Let's bounce a premaster and have a look at it and just see if anything stands out as being real weird. There was an easy way to... Oh yeah, there is. Hang on. Hey Stu. Yeah, it's funny, like start noise. Oh. I kind of wish it was a little like rougher edged, and I kind of like how it's not. So I'm not... I reckon I might really rough it up in the mastering. Because I think it might respond real nicely to just having a bit of compression on it. And that might push the snare back in a little. I don't know, but I mean, it's not a hard, heavy neuro extravaganza. So I kind of also don't want to just over push it. Watching this render is pretty boring, sorry. I also started eating, so maybe listening to me talk through food is not so great. Well, there it was. 80%, man. All right, I finished chilling on those nuts. Come on, we're so close. You ready for it just to pause at 99? Oh, wow, it blew straight through it. All right. Oh, that had limiter on. I get to redo that. Ooh. Oh, man. All right, well, here we go again. No limiter, 32-bit. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it because we get to do it all over again. Yeah, cool. So maybe we'll just make some more snares. I really wish you could do other stuff while you rendered, like offline render mode would be pretty cool. So you could just, you know, it obviously wouldn't be the fastest, but you could still browse your sample library. I don't know. Where's music production? Yeah, actually, I don't think I made new drums for my... Oh, maybe I did. Anyway, I'm going to make some new snares, some new kicks. Apparently I did. Okay. So I know what they are. What's this? This is a kick. That's nice. Snare's a bit rubbish. What's the percussion? That's fine. Oh, okay, they're not new drums, they're resequenced old drums. Oh, sorry, I had 80% covered. All right, 100%, let's do this. Sweet, yep, save changes. All right, what do we got on the desktop? No limiter 32-bit, come on. Let's just play with this for a second. Oh, that's... See, this is why we turn the limiter off and take a bounce. The hell is that noise? Oh, it's car door, isn't it? All right. Oh yeah, that needs to come down like UDB. So we can either go back in and fix it properly, or we can just cheat. Exactly, start the whole tune again. So let's cheat, see what happens. So we'll just... Oh, this is going to be real stupid. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to rebounce that, but not today. Oh yeah, it doesn't start on a beat. That's cool. What's happening in here? Is it another kick roll? No. All right, so let's see. Let's just try doing some stuff to this and just see what it sounds like. Like basically just experimenting. Like I'm not really intending to master it right now. I'm just gonna experiment with roughing it up a bit. Yeah, there's a few pads in there, but yeah, they're all just straight out of synthesizers. It's pretty sweet. Elemental is good at that. Oh, sound card having problems. Yeah. So let's take makeup gains down. We'll regain it at the end. Maybe 6. Let's chuck all that in a group. Oops. All right, so let's just totally smash it. How funny. Yeah, anyway, so I'm just mucking around really. Oh, I've got new, well, different plugins that I wanted to try using. So I don't even know what half of these are. They're just different dynamics plugins I wanted to try out. Okay, so you push it into... Interesting. What else we got that's kind of interesting? So IVGI is, people rave about this thing. Yeah, it's just a saturator. It might be an interesting idea. Ah, so it totally broke the white noise bead. If we turn all of this off... Oh, it's already got distortion. I might... Okay, so if I was really gonna try and finish this now, I would be chucking this on and... so those dynamics things are kind of interesting. I can't really tell what they're doing. Yeah, so I should probably talk a bit more then. So I'm just mucking around at the moment, really. There's not like a goal that I have in mind, but I'm just seeing what I can get away with and what sounds interesting. And given that my ears are a bit smashed, like I'm not, like I'm not expecting to be able to hear everything that's happening in there, but I'm just kind of playing around. And right then I was noticing there's a bit of like, there's a really loud tone at 300-ish hertz. So like this guy. And there's a few things that happen in there. So maybe we want to use like a dynamic EQ. to kind of rein that in a bit, which I only had that idea after I looked at it in ProQ and went, you know, I can't get the result that I want with that. So maybe we'll grab Nova. And just try and where's sharper? This. Yeah, cool. So it's in about there. We take the gain down and we turn on threshold. So it's basically compressing that region. Dynamic EQ, yeah, Dynamic EQ is awesome. I really like Nova. It's free. I've got the Gentleman's Edition, which means I paid for it. But yeah, the free one has Dynamic EQ, I think. Pretty sure. It's mental. It's great fun. So it basically, if things go over the threshold, it ducks them just in that region. I'm not sure that that's really making much of a difference there. Yeah, I don't think well, I certainly don't think that that's doing anything I can hear. So what else we got going on? So like just being totally OTT here is kind of interesting. Let's take the subs out a bit. Yeah, interesting. So I reckon that, I mean, this is terrible. We shouldn't be doing this many changes at once. Oh yeah, so span is showing the green. The green is the mid channel and the yellow is the sides. So it's just the side information. Sound card having trouble. Yeah, so I'm liking pulling out some of the bass, to be honest, like cleaning up this like 200-ish, maybe a bit higher. and then taking out some of the sub. And it does make it sound all a bit too, yep. Hey, who's COVID-19 today? That's awesome. Yeah, it is making it sound too toppy to me, but that's these headphones, I think. It's kind of interesting. What was I doing? Yeah. So I wish there was a good way for me to level match this. There kind of isn't, but let's... so embiggened. Let's turn all of this stuff off in this one. So this is the original. Yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. So that's certainly, so this is the like nothing on it version. Let's delete all that. And then I've just, whoops, it had a limiter pushing it up 6 dB, which is barely getting tickled. It's hopefully not impacting the sound of it too much. And then this is with just all this junk that we threw on whilst just mucking around. Yeah, so I think even just random compressors and saturators plus a bit of EQ is really helping that. So I think it's going to turn out okay. We're freezing again. Speaking of which, my heater needs... Yes, I'm interested to see, oh man, it just takes forever. Interested to see what the waveform looks like on this, like if it's just absolutely slammed. I don't think it is. So in terms, like, I don't think liquid tunes need to be at -3 RMS. Someone can correct me, but yeah, maybe, yeah, I don't think we need to go to like 2 OTT and making this hugely loud. And I'll definitely have another session on this separately where I don't go quite as silly on plugins. But at least we learnt a bit about the tune. So it's probably can be cleaned out a little bit in the 200 Hertz-ish. And it felt a little bit subby. So when we pulled out the sub, that kind of felt good for the kick. It would be good to maybe adjust the kick a little bit further in the original or in the main session. Even pull the sub down a touch. So we could bring down the whole bass channel by 1 or 2 dB and then duck out the 200 in there, and that would leave the 200 for everything else. That might be interesting. duplicate that channel. Ah, well, that's it. That's the last crash of the day. That sucks. Will it recover? Yes, I would like to recover. So many progress bars today. Yeah, I know there was a crash. Duplicate. Right. We flatten this one. What does it look like? Yeah, it's not even... Oh, it's a bit sausaged. Yeah, cool. Yeah, there's still plenty of dynamics in that. We turn that one off. Yeah, cool. Okay, so let's take some notes about what we learned. So sub can come down a bit. 100 hertz in the bass is OTT. Car door slams need level work. What else did we learn from this? Tops are good. 2K-ish feels over-presented. That's probably my fault. Well, all of this is my fault. But it feels a bit piercing. But I think that's these headphones. So I need to do some offline stuff with some correction curves and some referencing. And yeah, saturation and a bit of compression really helped. So I could probably compress it in the original. I don't really want to. Saturation was good, I think. It was a bit hard to hear it. Oh, white noise burst in drop 2 is distorting for some reason. I think that's all that we learnt. Oh, and IVGI was interesting. What was the other? DC1A3. I actually quite liked that. I'm gonna... We ducked 200. The weight around 300, couldn't really control it. That's fine. Yeah. Cool. All right. I don't know. I don't have a good place to store those notes for later. Screen will Firefox open on. Good. RMS. Oh yeah, just the volume of it. Yeah, well, that's a good point, actually. So volume-wise, need to reference against other tunes. And frequency to reference other tunes. Yeah, for like for the actual volume of liquid tunes, I don't think it really matters. Like, I don't think we need to absolutely smash it. So deep liquid notes. All right, so I have made a card in Trello with those notes on it. I reckon I'm done with deep liquid for now. But we certainly learnt a little bit about how we're going to master it. Let's just make some kicks and some snares, because I'm low on kicks. Actually, let's have a short break, then we'll make some kicks and snares. Yeah, all right, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and then I'm going to make some kicks and snares. Camera and microphone will be off, but I'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes. Whoop. Yo. All right, let's do some kicks and snares, because I just need a few for a new EP, and I'm not happy. Like, building them as I want to use them is kind of not working for me lately. No. Wow, that's nice and flat. Flabby? I don't even know noise though. Cool. Yeah, I really like kick too. It is just a lovely little drum synth. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Well, you get a few presets, but I just picked one at random then. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. But the but yeah, it's sorry, you get like 10 or 11 presets, but yeah, you can modify them so quickly and easily. That yeah, the number of presets doesn't really bother me too much. And I did start saving some. Oh, it was a while ago. It might have even been on the old PC. I would have created a user. Oh, there we go. No, I don't have them. Yeah, but there's not much. It's so fast to work with. Sound card unhappy. All right. Yeah, totally. That's at least interesting. Yeah, let's pick a different genre. See what happened. Live. Oh wow. Ah, there we go. All right, let's give it a little more amp. Shortened it so much. Yeah, way too much fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just grab another. So flammy, some of these. No click. Okay, so let's. Yeah, exactly. Like I could be totally doing that for hours. All right, let's move on. I actually haven't tried Kick 2 for snares. So I know what they've got in here. Ooh, D&B snares. That sounds balls. Oh, there's a limiter on the way out. Okay. And it's getting squished. Ooh. Itch. Bring this down. I think there is. Grab another snare. These are sounding a bit garbage. Just snare generator. Okay. What are you? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sold on that either. Let's just go from scratch. And we use an LFO mode on pitch. Speed that up. Let's start. Group. All right, and then we want like clap layers and noise layer. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with stealing samples. I say go for it. I mean, I'm not saying that people are going to steal my samples, but if someone uses my samples or something I made, it doesn't bother me. As long as they do it intelligently, you know, like if someone's just going to like directly take something of yours, you just want them to do it well. Yeah, exactly. Although I think most of the audio stuff companies are smaller than you'd think. They're usually just a few people. Not like Coca-Cola won't be happy, but if I use them as an example, I reckon you can steal from them and it's all good. Because they're just huge. They're not gonna notice a few things going missing around the place. But you know, like Sonic Academy, they're probably just a couple of people. Yeah, exactly. I mean, even if you just straight up use stuff, I don't like what that spread's doing. From sample packs, I think that's fine. But if you're, let's use a high pass. I need to tame that. Resonance. Yeah, if you're just like sample packs are kind of. Maybe that can be spread a bit. Yeah, that's. Yeah, but if you're going to steal, just like do it. If you're going to use a sample pack sample, then go nuts. I don't think you even need to process them. Like everyone does it. There's heaps of like back in the day, like being able to spot samples in a tune was fun, but like everything's a sample these days, so no one's going to mind. But if you're going to like just straight up use someone else's, I don't know, kick, then probably like just sample it from a tune, then I would want to like put a pitch envelope on it or like, I don't know, distort it. So just do something interesting with it. Yeah, same. I used to run cracked stuff like years and years and years ago. And then, yeah, although mine's been crashing a lot, but I think that's something else. Yeah, but since I got back into music in 2014 or whatever it is, yeah, I just buy everything now. But that's different life circumstances as well. Like when I was 19, I just couldn't afford shit. So that was how it was. I was just using cracks. All right, let's reverb some stuff. Oh, I never use. Oh, hang on. I thought it was a drum rack and I could use reverb in here, but I can't now. Tiny bit of reverb there. Tiny bit of reverb here. All right, now let's start smashing this. Let's fade that in a bit more. Let's do the other thing where that starts. How does this work? there's this way to, yeah, maybe that's what all of that is way too much effort. Oh. Let's put this. Yeah, I paid full price for complete a long time ago now, which I wouldn't recommend because it's always on sale. But, you know, I've got 5, maybe 6 years out of it without upgrading, and then I upgraded this year. And yeah, and so for 300 Australian dollars, which is for 300 Australian dollars, which is probably not a lot of UK's. I got the last 6 years worth of innovations from Native Instruments. So totally worth it. Oh, cool. How many snares we got after all that? I reckon we could do with some more like organic-y layers in this guy. Let's get rid of this clap layer. What is the right way to do this? I would like to drop in multiple layers and then just scan through them. I think it's a drum rack. Put them all in here. Nope. That. I think then they all trigger at once, don't they? Ah, okay, I know how to do this. So now we've got 1,000,000 snares. Cool. So we haven't had a blue screen of death. So are these on loop mode or something? Why did that happen? Who knows? Yeah, we haven't had a blue screen of death in an hour or so. It's a good sign. I think the interesting. So we can map this out to here later, and we can map that up. To and we can probably map out as well. So that way we've got some more control over random hits, and then just go hunting for cool ones. That's an A2. Really want to have a pitch knob for all of these. There's not really a good way to do that, is there? Come on, drum rack. That's just the one. Unmap. Oh my god, how? Oh, because it leaps off for some reason. Okay, fine. Frequency shifter, yes, genius. Thank you. Good call. And cool. That way we can repitch it to match the rest of the snare. Awesome. Would be maybe more interesting if we had an here, so we could see. Oops. Nice. What else we got? Man, getting some weird sounds. That's cool. Yeah, sweet. I sort of felt like maybe just doing snares would be a waste of time, but I can see how useful these are going to be. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Interesting. All right, I'm definitely saving that instrument. Snare generate. Oh, 06, geez. Yeah, that's really cool. What did we wind up with? Show in Explorer. Type. Let's go to this. Cool. Yeah, totally. It's like I've been basically starting this EP project from scratch. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Just because I wanted to record and stream as much of it as possible, which I've streamed every bloody minute of working on this EP project so far, which that probably can't continue, but so I wanted to make it as public as possible, me working on new songs. And so I wanted to start with sound design from the ground up. And also just because I feel like that's really inspiring to me when I come up with new sounds and I'm like itching to use them. There. So can I rename bulk rename? No. So in Explorer and bulk rename. I'm going to have to do that on my own time. It can't be this hard. Hang on. 550. Right, from here to there. Kick 2, stream, 2006. Go. Again. Okay, cool. And then the rest of these are snares, so I can just rename them. Snare, serum and samples, stream, 2006. Cool. Yeah, cool. So I've got just some bits to use, which is nice. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to have a little break there, go for a walk and have some lunch, and then maybe work on EP in the afternoon over on Twitch. I keep saying that and then not doing it, but there's a good chance today because I don't have anything else planned to do. Thanks for hanging in there. I'm going to take your headphones off. Nice to see everyone. Glad everyone's enjoying the better weather. We're heading into proper winter down here. Oh, cool, man. I'm glad you liked it, Stu. I thought your name was a bit familiar, so I thought I'd seen you around before. But yeah, Yeah, we pretty much do this same thing every Friday. So yeah, if you dig it, keep coming. Yeah, so what else? So I want to work on my EP, which is supposed to be out in October, and like I now have July, August. Must be done by end of this. So yeah, so I have like 8 weeks to write 4 tunes. Then I'm happy to release. So I'm going to kind of go into a bit of a crunch on myself. I need to make some videos for July and then go hard on EP for 3 weeks. And then videos for August, go hard for 3 weeks. And then September is going to be a mad panic to get things organized to release EP in October. But that's cool. That's the game. Yeah, it's a new video on Monday. It is another sound designy one. Yeah, you got video ideas and stuff. Yeah, man, Tiger Lily, your songs are sounding awesome. Like, I reckon what we do when you're happy with like the songs that you have written and selected for release, yeah, we try and find someone. Anyway, we mix and master them and get them up to like competitive with all this with your references. So I guess start thinking about who other artists that do stuff that you think is similar to how your songs sound. Anyway, so yeah, we'll try and find some references and get your stuff sounding as good as that. Yeah, so I want my EP work to start in earnest over the next couple of weeks. So that's why I'm giving Deep Liquid a bit of a push so that it's done and we can move on to some fresh ideas. And then spend September, really refining those ideas and getting them ready. And then release it in October. It'll be fun. Yeah, I don't have any like channel news or anything. I'm just rambling now. So maybe it's time to get out. Cool. Have a great weekend for those of you whose weekends are about to start. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. It's been awesome fun. If you're not already on Discord or whatever, then yeah, join Discord and come hang out more often. No worries, Tiger Lily. I'm enjoying working on your tunes with you.